I seem to be in a spiral these days where lots of people that I interact with either don't like my choices or don't like when I establish or attempt to establish boundaries. And it's become really rather rough to interact with them.
Are people always crossing your boundaries?
One of them is, yeah. Yeah. And I've tried to have a conversation, and the response was, all my other friends, all my other female identified friends like it when I do therapy and casual conversation. My male friends are complaining about my doing it, and I don't understand why. You should just enjoy it. And I'm like,
just enjoy it.
I've asked you to not do therapy on me when we're in casual conversation, and they go off on a story about how everybody needs it and it needs to happen and there is no way to have a conversation without employing it. And I'm like, wow. Yeah.
So has this person always been like this?
In some ways, yes. Yeah. So the question for me is, what am I doing to manifest this?
Yep. You're maintaining this friendship and these conversations with the person that's always been like this. So why would you expect that person to change or do anything different?
Well, what's interesting is that it's, as they get more and more certifications, it's getting worse.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's a good question. I guess I had a hope that it would be better.
Yep.
Yeah, not getting better.
So are you willing to destroy the belief that you need to keep having these conversations so that they can get better?
Yes.
Because it's interesting, the cross of the stories is you have to have these conversations so that they can get better, and they have to have these conversations to make you better.
Yeah. Which ties into the other one, actually, because the other kerfuffle I'm having is that someone who's like such in a, the world is a unsafe place, I need to be safe, I need to be safe, through a series of not actually speaking but changing of their actions has let me know that they don't feel safe with me. And I'm like, well, given that you're always talking about needing to feel safe and things, and I'm like, wow, you are manifesting a world of unsafe all around you, and I'm buying your story.
Yep. So why are you choosing to buy that story?
Yeah. I think I need to step out of that need to fix them, need to save them, all goodness, I might need a bucket.
Yep.
Of course, over top of all of my notes. Thank you.
That was neat. The bucket just walked in the room.
Yep. Manifest a bucket. Oh. You know, we've worked on this one before, but I don't think we've had this much response and movement.
Well, there's a nuance to it this time that's different. Do you have to buy her story so you can show her how powerful her stories are, that they're affecting everyone, including you?
Yes.
Okay. Are you willing to destroy that belief?
Yes. Yeah. Ooh.
If you don't buy the story, you can be an example, you can be evidence of the contrary experience to her story, rather than it's. So right now what you're doing is you're like, I'm going to teach you a lesson by being what you're trying to create, so you can see how bad it is, because we're going to be in this situation and I'll be buying your story. But that's not really helping anything. But if you stop buying the story and you start being, you're not in that story anymore, and she can see that you're not in the story, and you can be evidence that her story um, doesn't have to affect everyone, and there can be a different dynamic when you're not in that story, a better dynamic, then she can latch on to that and say, okay, well, it happens with Mark. What happens if it happens with someone else? And what happens if it's someone else? And then that can just start to spread. The story can spread from you, that the world isn't a scary place, that the world isn't dangerous, and it can go out from there. So it's like you've been trying to teach her the lesson, but coming at it from the wrong side.
Yeah. Could the part of me that's trying to do that fuck off? Apologies for the explicit direction, but fuck right off.
Yeah.
Oh.
But also remember that it's not your job to teach her the lesson. It's just
Yeah. Yes.
okay.
And I can't, the whole, this is the right way and you must learn this. And it's like, no, I don't need to do that, because I don't want to be the one telling you. Okay, now I understand why you object to the term guru so much. Yeah. Yeah. No. Lessons are theirs to learn.
Okay. So are you willing to destroy the belief that if you don't teach them these lessons, they won't ever learn them?
Yes.
It's interesting how I've had conversations with various people, especially within the groups, and someone will say, well, you've been working with this person for a while and you've been telling them the same thing over and over again, and it just hasn't been sinking. Doesn't that frustrate you? I'm like, no, because that's how people are. But it frustrates the person that's asking the question. And what amuses me is the person that's asking the question is often someone that I've been saying something else to over and over again, and it just hasn't been sinking.
Because that pattern doesn't happen for any of us. Never. No.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Yeah, that one I know.
So everyone's going to shift when they're ready to shift.
Or not.
Or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
So truth, do your friends need you?
My friends need me. That's interesting. The first answer that came to my mind was, I hope not.
Okay.
It's based in the I'm not going to be here forever, and they best be able to take care of themselves.
Or do you have to make sure that they can take care of themselves because you're not going to be here forever, and you got to make sure you do this before you leave?
That was an amazing speed clearing. Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. How you doing?
Kind of glad I'm in a chair with arms. Kind of spinny. Glad I have a bucket. It's mostly just a security bucket at this point, though. I don't actually feel like I'm going to throw up, but I have a feeling I might not get warning.
Okay.
So I'm happy with my security bucket.
Well, maybe Brinks threw up for you earlier.
Yes, that's true. Processing through your dog.
Yep.
That seems to make it a narrow channel. Yeah.
Based on the mess I cleaned up, it's a big channel.
Your dog is so tiny. How can he have a big mess?
Yeah. You that's a good question.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up with Great Danes. I'm used to, messes.
Ever seen a baby power puke? It's phenomenal what comes out of little bodies.
That's a good point. Yeah. Well, on that cheery note,
Okay.
choke on your food, Monica.
All right. Hey, this is Shiraz, and if you made it this far, please click like, and if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel. And if you would like shifts like the person in the video, subscribe to our monthly magic program. The link is in the description. You will get monthly coaching as well as emails going out to help boost your vibration, your wealth, your success, and as well as a lot of other perks. And remember, be well, be aware, and be magical.